Hi, this is Dave. I recently discovered a problem with my recording system. It's just my phone. But if I get a notification from Facebook or Words with Friends or even a text, it seems to cut the video out for a second, just a split second, and then start it up again. So I have to splice the two together. And then my problem is it looks like on the second half, the voice is out of sync with my body moving. So you can hear the breathing and you can see my body, but it's out of sync. And I don't know if when I splice it together, it will fix it. Hopefully so. And if so, I will probably cut this part out. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Dave Gimberline of Shoto-Ryu Goshinjutsu and Shotokan Karate Training. Welcome to Class 2 for beginners. I hope that you have already watched Class 1. If not, you should watch that before you do this one. And we'll get through, say, 4 or 6 or maybe 8 beginner classes, and then you can just do the regular training when I have regular classes. So in Class 2 here, we're going to introduce some more ritual and some more traditions. I really like the traditions, especially when you deal with beginners or kids, because it kind of gives them guidelines to follow. So the traditions have to do with how you stand, how you sit, and today it's going to be a formal bow. So you put your feet together, you kneel down so that one foot goes where your foot, one knee goes where your foot was, then you cross and sit. And then I want to do this from the side so you can see. You want to keep your body straight up and down and in perfect balance as you come down. Put your knee where your foot was, put it behind, and then come down. When you come up and down, this foot should coil with your toe under. That might take some practice before you get it, but you just want to be in control of your balance. You don't want to be, say, a Westerner who says kneel, and you go, oh God, ugh. And then you got to get back up. Oh man, it's just not indicative of a martial art that requires some grace and refinement. So when you sit down and say za, there's usually a class, you control your balance, sit down, and then kneel. The way I do this, I cross my feet in back. There are some people who only cross their big toes. There are other people who do this. I've had Japanese people tell me they switch all the time because they have to sit and say za for a while and they want to move their feet around a little bit. So anyway, we'll try it one more time. And also while we're sitting in the formal sitting position, which some people say is za, we're going to do the meditation, which is just close your eyes and breathe and clear your mind for right now. Later, there are specific exercises I can give you to do. So anyway, everybody stand up, put your feet together. Say za. Your left knee down first, then your right. And you sit up straight with your spine. And when you say makso, you close your eyes. Makso! Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Right? Means open your eyes. Shomani, right? You're going to put one hand down and the other hand down and bow and come back up. Some places do both hands at the same time. Doesn't matter. Do whatever the people around you are doing. Up. And bow. And now we're going to warm up. Pick up one foot. Go around with your ankle and toes. Switch other way. Other foot. Other way. Feet together around with your knees. Other way. Feet apart around with your hips. Other way. Use your legs, pump your arms around. So when people do this, I'll explain this to you. Sometimes you watch their torso and they do this, which is not a problem if they mean to do that, but usually they're unaware of it. And that when they're punching, they're doing the same kind of thing. So use this as a time to keep your spine straight and your arms relatively isolated so your chest stays up and out as you move and your spine stays straight. Switch, away. Cross. Twist, look behind you. Kick up your heels. So another thing I explained, I use the warm-up to also train my body to do things I want it to do. So sometimes when I tell people to pick their legs up, they kind of go like this. And that's not it. If I pick my leg up, it only goes this far. I'll talk about this more for front kicks and stuff. But if you pull it up further, it goes further, and you let go, it bounces back. That's your body's natural elasticity. You want to get rid of the tension here and let your heels bounce as close to your butt as possible, and this come back down. So it's not a strain, you just have to get better at letting your leg go up and down and up and down. Put one foot out in front, swing your back leg up, touch your hands. Again, this is just a stretch. Your hand should hit your foot should hit your arm pretty easy. If I have my hand too high and my leg isn't reaching, I'm kind of missing the point. So start it as low as you need to let it swing freely. 1, swing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feet. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 4, 5. Keep your shoulders level. Keep your chest up. 6, 7. There we go. And squat all the way down this way. Knees out, toes out. Put your hands on the floor. Straighten your legs. Squat. Straighten. Squat. Straighten. Squat. Straighten. And squat. Put your feet out behind you. Arch. Look up at the ceiling. Breathe in deep through your nose. And out through your mouth. Push back. Touch your chest to the floor. Fold again. Feet in. Squatting. Keep it arch. Down and forward. So put your feet 2 or 2.5 distances, hip distances wide. Make your feet point straight ahead. Keep your knees forward. Bend your hips, bend your knees. Try to reach like you're touching your elbow towards the floor. And then back. Put your hands on your hips. Look straight over the top. See if you can see the wall behind you. And forward. And back. And forward. And back. Reach over one shoulder. Push one hip forward. Switch. Side. Switch. Straighten one leg. Switch. 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 A little deeper. Switch. Switch. Switch and drop down. Switch. I work out my wrists a little bit sometimes. Switch. 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 And switch. Stay on the side. Rotate all the way over. Let your legs stretch out behind you. Deep breaths. Back. Over. Back. Breathe. Over. The reason I mentioned the breath part is sometimes when people strain, they hold their breaths. So this might be you, and this is a clue that this is happening. When you get to the end, if you let go, you should let the air out throughout the motion. And if that's difficult, then breathe out on purpose to let the air flow. But if you relax your air, switch over to the other side. You also learn to relax your muscle. Back, over, back, over, back, over, and back. Pull your feet in squatting. Put your hands on the floor, straighten your legs. Roll up. Run with your hips. Switch. Side to side. Squeeze one knee up into your chest. Squeeze your knee in towards the middle. Coil your toes up. Try to keep your spine straight. Switch. Some people will have no resistance to pulling their knee up. Some of us with thicker legs and tighter IT bands, it doesn't want to go. So pull it. You want to get to where your muscle gets used to moving through that range of motion. Reach around behind, grab an ankle. Switch. Switch. You might notice that I grab a cross rather than on the same side. There was an article I read like 30 years ago that said that on a test of volleyball players, there was slightly less chance of injury stretching this way on the joint than stretching this way on the joint. And that just kind of stuck with me. Turns out I really like this stretch. So, and shake out your legs. Turn straight uniforms. A quick review of last week. Stand with your feet together at ready position or attention position. First position we say. Your heels are in, your toes are out. Bow. We're going to move into second position with our feet apart. Do your left and then your right. So I'm going to move this one first. You're going to move that one first. Left, right. And your arms do a circle. So in the olden days, when I first learned karate actually, they used to do a big circle. And the deal was you had to start when your foot moved, now, and you had to finish when your second foot was finished. So that was a big timing thing. And then someplace along the line, they decided this was too much of a kyo, too much of an opening. And so they only kept this last part. So this is true going into this position. You just want that last little quarter of the circle. Or if you happen to be standing up, this arm's already done with, 2/3 of its circle or slightly past half. It just has to finish and this one comes across. So it's a common thing. The way we do this, your hand should end up in front of you. Kind of protective, but not a big deal. But definitely not like, yeah, come on. You don't want to project your groin out towards somebody, especially when it's open. So it's just more where your hands would naturally be to protect your ribs. They stay here. Making a fist, both palms up, touch the tips of your fingers to here on the pads of your hand. Roll your knuckles in, cover the first one. Put your hands out. Again, you don't have to turn them all the way over. Pull your right hand back, leave your left hand out. I'll be a mirror for a little bit. You're gonna slowly exchange your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As I mentioned before, try not to let your shoulders go forward side to side, but also don't let your shoulder go back and then forward So it doesn't go back and then forward on your punch. It stays forward, slightly in front of your ears, and your hand pulls back. This stays. Very little movement here between punching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. We're going to practice rotation today a lot. So to start with, we're going to be in a front stance, which we practiced last week. It's going to be about a hips distance apart and 2 to 2.5 distances long, depending on how flexible you are, how long your legs are, proportions like that. So you want to feel like you're pushing on something heavy with your back leg. So it is not locked. It is in fact bent. You want your legs to be useful all the time. You want your knee bent so much that if you look down with your eyes, you can't see your toes. You're going to put your hand out in a counter punch. You're going to use your feet to twist your hip and rotate and jab for the face. 1. Then counter punch body. 2. 1. That's for the head. 2. That's for your own solar plexus height. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. Switch hands, switch feet. Other side. 1. 2. Body. 1. Head. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. In this position, your shoulders should be down, not up and not out, just in its normal position. 2. Switch hands, switch feet. Actually, come up and check out your arms a little bit. Maybe your legs too. Still got to get warmed up here. All right. I don't want to give too much information all at one time. It's only your second class. Or, hopefully, it's just a review and you've been training for many years. I said use your feet to twist your hip, and this is what I mean. I want to feel like my body is throwing my fist out away from me like a shock wave that I start with my feet. So if my foot was off the ground, it would go like this. It's not off the ground, but if it was, it would go 1, push, move. 2, push, move. 3, push, move. My foot is on the ground, but I still push. Push, push, push. That's different than me just twisting my hip. Each time I punch, I want to feel forward from my foot, forward from my foot, forward. So just do the best you can with that. Left arm out, right arm at your side. Twist your hip and jab. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Switch head, switch feet, other side. 1, twist your hip, jab, face. 2, use your foot and push. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Switch hands, switch feet, other way. Try 2 punches, 1 count. Make sure you finish each one. So twist all the way this way and then all the way back. 1, head, stomach. 2, head, stomach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. We're going to go with speed. Ki on the counter punch. 8. On. 8. Oh. Oh. Stage. Ach. Geo. Switch hands, switch feet. Out of the way. Stay nice and tall in your posture. Use your feet. Pull your drawing arm all the way down to your back heel. Head, stomach. 1. Twist. Twist. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Guy. H. On. E. O. Oak. H. H. Q. Geo. I am a cross and up. Your feet are about hip distance apart again. Feet together and bow. Check out your legs. So that is a punch using rotation, they say. Super common in karate training. Head, stomach, head, stomach. There are many variations we'll work on later. Let's see. We're going to review front kicks for just a moment. You're going to start with your feet together. You're going to bend your knees. Put your hands out at solar plexus height. Pick up one knee and then the other knee. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your hands steady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you coil. 8. Let your hip come in front. 9, 10. Keep your hands on keep your knee on your hands. Front snap kick. Take your time. 1, up, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tie up. Again, rest. It's good to take little breaks just to shake stuff out, resettle. Helps your mind follow along. We're going to work on step-in punches and front kicks just a little bit again. We did last time. And there will be a drill for coiling that we will continue as we learn roundhouse kicks later today. So I still consider this part to be a review. You put your feet together and bow. Left arm, left leg forward. Usually you would do a gehenna-barai, but we don't quite know that yet. So just step out and put your hand there. You're going to step forward and then punch. Your body is going to glide forward, and before you get to the end, you're going to punch. We won't go into it too much today. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your hips should be straight. Back leg over and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn. Good job. Front snap kick. Last time you might remember, we started with our hands here. We're going to do that again. 2 coils and 2 kicks, and then we're going to work on a different coiling idea. Coil your knee up to your hand and hold it, and then step forward. 1, knee up, step forward. 2, knee up. 3, kick. 4, kick. Same thing this way. 1, knee up. 2, knee up. 3, kick. 4, kick, back leg over, return, yep, okay. Here's the new part about the kicks. These are tricks to get your body to do the right thing. So we already did this part where you kick your heel up to your butt. So do that a couple times now. If you can, try to keep relatively stable here. Doesn't, I don't know, jerk around. It doesn't shift your weight too much. Pretty much you just stay here and let your heel come up. Now put one foot just a little bit in front. Bend this knee. Kick your heel to your butt. Kick it up. Kick it up, kick it up, kick it up, kick it up. Switch feet. Keep this bent. Heel to your butt, heel to your butt. Make sure it like almost bounces off as best you can. Switch feet. You're going to do one of those, and then you're going to move your knee forward at the same time. You go 1 foot, 2, knee forward. 1, 2. So you can see that little transfer where it kind of goes bump, bump. You want that. It's going to bounce like it wants to kick. That's what it's going to do eventually. Switch feet. Heel to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, and I have to explain this because I've done it many times. You're going to kick your heel to your butt. You're going to move your knee forward. And then you're going to pick your knee up here and kick. So what I want you to do is go 1, 2, 3. And what people do often is 1, 2, oh, I'm so excited, 3, and then they do a floppy, icky kick. So I get it's a lot of new information, but just try to do your best to do all 3 parts. So, moving forward, you can put your hands up in front, and you can be in a half a stance. It doesn't have to be a very deep one, because you're kind of learning a concept right now. So when I say half a stance, it might be here rather than some big extended position, just enough that you can work, keep your body together as you work. Heel to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, kick. 3. Heel to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 2 more things on this. You're going to hold the recoil, and then you're going to punch. So last time we did a front kick. We did a kick and then an oizu. So maybe we'll stick with that for just a moment. But you can also punch with the other hand. It totally doesn't matter. But anyway, let's start this way. You got your hand at your side, you got your head up straight, you got your punch extended. You're going to pull your knee up near your forearm when you kick. But you're still going to do those first 2 wind-up techniques. Coil, 1, knee forward, 2, kick, 3. Hold the recoil way up high, 4, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. Same hand, same foot out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. Now we're going to move forward. Tight. You can stand up for a second. Show your legs. Now we're going to move forward in 2 counts. The first count is going to be the kick with holding the recoil. The second count is going to be the punch. What I want you to do to the best of your ability is keep your body up straight. Keep your arm extended towards the target. Keep this arm wrapping into your side. So some people, when they kick, that happens, or that happens, or they're all squished. Your energy from your center is going to be projecting forward through your inner thighs along the insides of your arms. So project your energy forward towards the target. It's like it starts wide, like maybe like a cone or a triangular prism, and it goes towards the front. Doesn't really meet here, it meets out there, maybe 6 feet or so. So I'm reaching for the center, kick and hold. 1, 2. 1, squeeze your elbow in. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Turn the way. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 count. Kick, punch. Put your left hand out, your left foot out, body up straight. 1, kick, punch. 2, 3. I realize some people don't have a lot of room, so maybe I shouldn't be counting to 4 and 5 quite so often. The joy of being in a big dojo is getting in 10 or 15 or 20 before you get down to the end and come back. It's better for learning. But you got to make do with what you can. Turn. 1, kick, punch. 2, 3. Turn. Got in the punch. Very good. Check it out. Okay, some more rotation techniques. We're going to do a rising block or a rising defense called an agayuki. That's this one. Comes up covering your face. And we're going to do a sotoki or an outside block, turning this way, protecting your body. Both of these can be strikes rather than blocks. They are defensive actions though. If you look at some of my kata or self-defense videos, you will see where they are used as strikes, even though it is still defensive. So the agayuki first, you're going to have your feet apart, put your left hand up as if this edge was covering your face and nose, protecting it. You're then going to twist on your feet, because you're just going to stay here. Twist on your feet, and your arm is going to slide up and block. That's 1. Then you're just going to exchange your arms and twist to the other way. 2. But I'm still facing this way on the inside. I'm just practicing turning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, elbows across your body. 9, elbow in, not this way. 10, 1, no. 2, inside, 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 then rise. 3, 4, pull your arm all the way down to the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. High up. Shake out your feet a little bit. Sotoki has a little bit of a different path. It starts up high and straight to the side. So quite often people make a mistake thinking bigger is better. Just leave your shoulders together with your torso and pick your hand up. Then, as you turn your body, your elbow is going to drop down in front and cover. So people sometimes wonder why it starts high and then goes low. It is similar to swinging a bat, a cricket bat or baseball bat. You don't start with it down here and swing. It's not mechanically sound. Everybody tells you to put it up high. And then when it comes across the middle, it's level. That starts up high. When it comes across the middle, elbow drops behind it. So, pick your arm up. This one's out. It can be in a fist. I'm going to twist my hip. Turn, 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 and drop. And twist my fist. So at the end, it faces me. And I'm going to coil my arm. Twist my hip. 2. 1. Coil my arm. 3. Coil my arm. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, so in this particular drill, I pick my arm up, and if you're watching, you're probably saying, oh no, he stretched his arm way back there. I saw it. I did not. Even though, let's see, I'm this way, it looks like it's way back there. If I don't move this and I come forward, I'm on to the side where I'm supposed to be. It just happened to be that my body was facing this way. And then I twist my torso. So some people think this is a big giant arm swing, and it's truly not. If this starts at the side and my body turns, and then I only do this much arm. It's relatively small. My body does most of the work. So a lot of people in Shotokan think bigger is better. It's not always true, and sometimes it leads to misinterpretation of the motion. So for right now, we're going to do this again. See if you can feel like your shoulders stay on the front part of your body as you turn. Coil and pick your arm up. 1, turn. Other arm. 2. Other arm. 3. Other arm. 4. Other arm. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. There you go. All right, bow, shake out your feet. So we, in our tradition, call this a sotuke, and I think most Shotokan calls it that because it comes from the outside in. There are some people, so sotuke is outside block. There are some people who call this sotuke uchuki, inside block. We call this the inside block, then we'll do it next time. But because it's going towards the inside, they call it that. So either way, just copy the motions that people do. Moving forward in a rising block, we did in the last class where we broke a lot of stuff down. You're going to start in a front stance this way. You're going to pick this hand up to cover your face. You're going to step forward and pull your arms in. So you're going to go 1, and you have not yet moved your arms. You're going to pull this arm all the way down to the floor, all the way down to your heel, and that pull is your hip twisting. 2. So here I am in my rising block. 1, feel like your elbows want to pull in. 2, twist. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try backwards. We haven't done very much stuff backwards. The secret to moving forward or backwards is that you want your torso to stay nice and stable when you reach. And quite often, I guess when people go forward, they tilt, the butt goes out, and then they come forward and try to do whatever the technique is. It's even worse going backwards. They leave their face here. So let's say you're doing a rising block. They leave their face and they stick their butt out. Somebody's going to hit them in the face. And so instead, this part has to stay straight and your foot reaches behind you. And then on the second count, you're going to twist your hips and perform the rising block. So let's just say you have your left arm and left foot up. You're going to reach backwards with your left foot. 1, squeeze your elbows towards the middle. Twist your hip and block. 2, drop down on your back leg. 1, reach. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Forward again. 1, elbows in. 2, twist. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Backwards. 1, reach, elbows in. 2. 1, keep your head up. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Moving forward, 1 count, rising block. 1, reach, twist. 2, twist your hip sideways. 3, 4, backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forwards again. 1, twist. 2, twist. 3, 4. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay up for a second and rest. So I want to talk about 2 different things. One is, many people, when they teach the blocks, they leave their body straight and they teach their students to do this, and then they teach them to do this because they think it's just your arm motion, which is true, but then when they step forward to block, their hip is straight and they didn't turn it because you taught them to orient this way. So the reason I have people twist from the very beginning is because that's what you want as part of the motion, is your hip to twist. Also, the reason I want to break the move into 2 counts is I want you to twist on purpose when you shock the technique. So if I start here sideways, or here I guess, and I step forward and my hip turns, or step backwards and my hip turns, I didn't get any power from my legs. I want to get from a wide position to a narrow position of power, and then I'm going to shock my hip, 2, to drive my arm out. Same thing going backwards, together, 2, shock. So then in 1 count, you still go squeeze, shock, squeeze, shock. You want to be able to pick the point at when you decide to rotate. You don't want to just happen to end up sideways when you go. Outside blocks. Soto in a front stance, which is called a Zenkutsu Dachi. Front stance, Zenkutsu. Or Zengutsu, they say. They don't really say the U. We're going to do it the same way. You're going to move about 3/4 of the way through the motion. From your center, extend this hand out like you're punching something. This hand is coiled and ready to go. You pull this through your body, twisting your hip sideways. Your fist will end up at about shoulder height. This should be 1 or 2 fist distances away. Some people want you a little more conservative. That's okay too. Too big is not good. Too big, you leave too big of openings. More than 2 fists is you're really risking it. So learn to move within the framework they give you. There's almost always a good reason for that. So here we go. Left arm, left leg forward. You're going to coil your arm up and move step forward. 1, you're right here. Pull your arm to your side and twist. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Backwards. 1, reach. Your hip and butt are still forward. Twist, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try forwards, 1 count. 1, coil, twist. 2, coil. 3, 4, backwards. 1, coil, twist. You block to the middle of your body, by the way, not over there, and not here where you're still just like something's going to hit you and slip right by. 1, 2, 3. Up. I rest. So what these 2 blocks have in common is they use same way rotation. My hip goes this way and my arm goes this way. This way is really obvious on the outside block. On the rising block, it should still be obvious. Your hip drives in and forward from the same direction. The blocks that we're going to do next time use opposite rotation, where your hip goes one way and the arm goes the other way. Both are just methods of trying to get a shock wave through your system to the target and to hit with your body mass. Whenever you can use your legs, you should use your legs. Your legs are bigger and stronger than your arms. All right, a quick review. Moving forwards, rising block. Left leg forward. 1, reach, twist. 2, 3, 4. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward kiai. Backwards. And I want to point out here that even though it might look different, my body is still the same as it was. So eventually, from here to here to here, stays stable regardless of your position. So it could be in a back stance that you haven't done yet, a front stance, a kibarach, and this part stays the same. I can do some weird technique from here to here, stays the same. So karate in some ways is much simpler than we make it. Simple, like not complex, but it takes a time to relax and let your body just move from a strong, natural position. Moving backwards, I wanted to give a helpful hint. It should be in this position that your back leg is in charge. Your back leg is in control. It takes a while to understand that, but it's true. You, of course, have to use both legs, but right now, I want you to think mostly about your back leg. When people start backwards, they often start, as I mentioned, by moving their hip, and then their foot drags this way, and then their foot is way slow. To fix that, I want you to pick your front heel up slightly and just reach back behind you when you start. So maybe if you couldn't see that. Not this way. Pick your heel up just a little bit, reach back, and then twist. Reach back, and then twist. You sometimes see this at the end of a kata. And again, you guys have not done a kata yet. When you're in some position, you think, oh, that's pretty good, and they stand up and the foot just drags on the way up. Whereas if they had finished good and solid, when they took their foot up, it looks like, oh yeah, they've got control of their balance. So, outside blocks, left leg forward. Your arm, as you start forward, is going to go from your side up to here. Left arm extends, your right arm comes up. 1 up, 2, twist. 1 up, 2, twist. 1 up, 2, twist. 1 up, 2, twist. Backwards. 1, reach, twist. 2. 1, reach, twist. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Forward 1 count. 1, coil, twist. 2, coil, twist. 3, 4. In this drill, the hand at your side is the one that's going to come up and block. backwards, 1, up, twist, 2, 3, 4. Good, with speed, moving forward. Backwards. It occurs to me, I did not say, at the very end of both of those techniques, just like when you're punching and your fist twists at the end and your draw hand twists at the end, in these blocks, they're this way, and then they twist and spin. And you come up and they twist and spin. And they come out and they twist and spin. Backwards or forwards, it doesn't matter. That rotation, get it to spin in the middle. It's a thing you can practice. Squeeze your fist tight. Let your muscle be loose. And then twist, 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 twist. Not as good with this hand. Not as stable. My wrist is moving. Twist, 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 twist. There we go. A little bit better. Still a problem. Twist, 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 twist. If you find yourself walking around in a shopping center, should we ever be allowed to walk around in shopping centers again? I figured that out one day while my mind was playing with it. Twist, 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 twist. Roundhouse kicks. So, in the front snap kick, so one way to describe this is that it's like a front snap kick but sideways, which did not help me at first, but I've come to embrace the idea. In a front snap kick, you want your body center to swing forward as this foot coils and hits the target, right? Nice whippy action. The roundhouse kick is the same way. You want your knee to come up as soon as possible. Your hip is going to spin and you whip around and kick the target. Now, when I first learned this, they taught it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't teach that anymore, ever. And the reason is that I think it isolates your hips in a weird way, and it doesn't actually teach you the essence of the motion. So I also don't teach front kicks that way. You may have noticed we snapped right away. In my day, we spent a lot of time coiling, extending, recoiling it down. I still do that, but at a later time. After somebody's starting to whip, I work more on little details about manipulating your foot and stuff in a front kick. But anyway, it is true that your knee is going to come up to the side here, but not in a stationary way. If there was something here, your knee would hit it on its way to the front, and you would roundhouse kick. Whoa. And although I demonstrated my knee, it's truly my hip that starts. So for all karate techniques, you want to try to do full body actions. You want to hit with your center, you want to incorporate your legs, you want to incorporate expansion, contraction. Some stuff it's relatively easy to figure out, some stuff takes a long time. Roundhouse kick, for me and for many people, takes a while to start to embrace. But we're going to try a few roundhouse kicks. Keep this bent. Keep your arms up. You're going to twist your hip forward this way. 1, 2, pick your knee up, 3, and kick. You're hitting with the ball of your foot, and your foot's going to be edged just a little bit. So don't kick past center. So if this is the middle of me, you don't kick over there, and you don't bring your knee over there. It all kind of drives from the front, comes around. So, what else can I tell you that's helpful? When you twist your hip, almost everybody twists their knee in. So they start the twist, and your knee drops. I want your knee to be out, and it's going to stay out. It's like there's a stick between your legs throughout the technique. So on my initial twist, I also pick my hip up and my knee out. I know, lots of stuff at one time, but that's the way it goes. So we're going to try this. Twist your hip this way and come back. 1, 2, here's your kick. 3, there you go. This side. 1, twist your hip. 2, 3. Other foot. 1, 2, 3. Other foot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's enough of that. I promised you the same coil sequence that we did with the front kick. If you may remember, the front kick went 1, 2, 3. The roundhouse kick's going to do that. And to learn it, it will help if you tilt your hip a little bit to start. Then you're going to coil your heel to your butt this way. 1. Pick your knee up. 2. Oh, there it goes. Then 3. You do the whole kick. So we'll practice that a few times and see how it goes. For most people, this kick takes a few times before it starts to feel comfortable. To me, it feels like a kibaraj in the air. Both of these joints are bent at the point of impact. People make a mistake of straightening one and trying to kick, or they straighten the other one and try to kick, or they straighten both. And if I demonstrate that, it always hurts my hips, so I'm not going to do that. Bend here. Coil your heel up to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, kick. 3, 1, heel to your butt. 2, knee up to the side. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you have a person to hold a pad, it is useful. I don't know if you can see that. It's useful to have a target to aim at. You certainly don't have to kick it hard, but it helps get you the idea that your foot's going sideways. A couple more times. Heel to your butt. 1, knee up. 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. Okay, your arms. This is trickier because it's a relatively complex motion. People do weird crap with their arms. They do that, they do that. I want you to keep your arms up in front, and the way it works is this shoulder, elbow, and hand stay here in space, and your body goes forward. So your hip's going to be out here, your foot's going to turn. Let your foot turn as much as it needs to. Sideways, all the way this way, whatever it wants to do. I want your hip to spin freely without any injury to your support hip or knee. And later, you might start to restrict that, but don't worry about it now. So do this in place. Here's your fist, here's your elbow, here's your shoulder. Twist and move forward, and then go back. And then twist and go forward. Get your hip way up here, and then go back. Twist, and then go back. Kick. 1, and then go back. 2, and then go back. 3. Switch hands. Fist, elbow, shoulder. Twist your body forward. Your hip is in front. Back. 1, twist forward. Back. 2, twist forward. Your head is up. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. Try to kick. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Good job. Now we're going to try moving forward, one step after the other. Try to keep your arms up in front. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. Okay, I think that's enough for today. We reviewed the step and punch, the front stance, the front kick, how to coil and recoil. We learned the rising block, age-uke, the outside block, soto-uke, which are both same way rotation actions. And then we learned a roundhouse kick, where your hip can spin and you can kick sideways. So that's enough for today. In the next lesson, we'll learn some opposite rotation actions and maybe a new stance. Please like and subscribe my videos. Feel free to share them with whoever you want. And you can write to me with questions or suggestions or observations, either underneath in the comment section or at gimberline@hotmail.com. Thank you all for training. Class dismissed. Oh, thank you.